Welcome to another episode of Mojave River Valley News. I'm your host, Eric Swanson, and what we're doing today, we're doing campaign interviews. These are folks in the Mojave River Valley that are running for office here. We got some great ones that are coming up here. Stay with us, we'll be right back with you in just a moment. Hey, in a few moments, we're going to have Debra Jones in here. Debra Jones is the current sitting mayor in the city of Victorville. She's running for another term here. And we get a chance to talk to her about, everything from what Measure P is doing for law enforcement to what affordable housing is going to do. And you know what? Just trying to find out, Debra, why are you wanting to do this again? So this is a big thing. So we're going to have a conversation with her in just a few moments here. And I hope you'll stay tuned because we'll be right back with you with Debra Jones. I'm here with Debra Jones. Now, Debra, you are currently on the city council and you're the current mayor, I believe,
I
right?
am, yes.
So tell the folks that may not know about you, who you are.
Well, I'm Debra Jones. I'm the mayor of Victorville. I've been the mayor for the last 2 years, and I was first elected in 2018. So my peers appointed me as the mayor in 2020. Right. So it's been a challenging position. It's been thrilling in a lot of ways because I've been able to be out in the community more and seeing my neighbors and connecting with businesses. So it's been a good time. Very, very busy. Kept me on my toes.
Well, I first met you even going back to when you were on the school board in Atlanta.
Yes.
I mean, so you came into this job with already some government experience on how it all kind of works.
Right. So eight years on the Adelanto Elementary School Board, and I served as president and clerk there. And so that really, I kind of call it my boot camp because I had to learn about public governance, and I ended up obtaining my a master's in governance training program. Right. So you're familiar with that.
I've been through that.
It's very good training because it really did prepare me for becoming a city council member. I was able to really start work right away and not have to learn those ropes.
So let's come back to the council because now you have had the last, I'm going to guess 9 months that you've been a 4-member council. Am I close on that?
Since March of 2020, so it's
been
a lot longer.
Than
2021. Wait. 2021, March of 2021.
Okay,
so
yeah,
about a year and a half.
A year and a half now. So So how has this challenge of you working along, because a lot of people come back and they want to say, well, we want to make sure we're electing people that are keeping everybody, working together. That's been a challenge in there. How have you actually maneuvered through that? Well,
it was a little concerning at first. The council couldn't come to a decision as to how we were going to fill that vacant seat. 2 wanted to hold a special election. That would have been more than $500,000.
It's expensive.
And especially right on the heels of an election that we just had, and the other 2 of us wanted to appoint, and because we were willing to interview the top vote getters in the last election, couldn't come to an agreement, and so that the seat has been left empty. So it was a concern as to if we had very important decisions before us, what were we going to do if we had 2 ties? The good news is that was really the standout decision, and since then we've really been able to come to consensus on I think just about every important decision. So it's not been an issue for us, thankfully. It could have been, but it hasn't been.
So let's talk about, and I'm going to take it a little differently because than some of the other cities I've been talking to, or even the town of Apple Valley is you guys passed Measure P,
yes,
which was an additional 1% on the sales tax.
Yes.
So what has that actually done for you guys? Because I think during the whole midst of that, it's like right after that, we're right during that period of time, we were talking about defunding the police and all this craziness was kind of going on.
Right.
What is actually triggering? What have you guys been able to do with that?
Right. So first of all, the catalyst for even getting to the place where we put that measure on the balance was years of our community crying out about public safety and crime. People would approach me when I was sitting down for lunch to tell me their very personal stories about not feeling safe in our community. And the first year that I lived up here, I interrupted several violent crimes. And my daughter had to undergo counseling for 2 years. She wasn't even 10 years old for PTSD. So I was never willing that my neighbors should be this this devastated. I was
Right.
in a parking lot for the murder in the Stater Brothers parking lot last January, and I'm still in touch with that mom. And then recently, a young woman whose brother was murdered behind Lowe's, and in talks, with her and trying to come alongside her. But this is a very real issue in our community. So I kept my promise because I wanted to combat crime. And so early on, I called for a comprehensive report on, where are we really in public safety? I felt like we were behind the curve. And when that report came out some months later, it was very comprehensive. It proved to be true, but we were woefully behind the public safety curve. And so we needed to get to the place where we were not only, on point, but we needed to be proactive, because
Well, you hired a lot of officers.
we did.
You're
We
still planning
hired
on a lot
11
more.
new law enforcement personnel.
Right.
The goal was 19. But Measure P has brought in a lot more revenue than we expected. And so, if I have my way, we're going to have a lot more. And we're going to be building a new police department. We need to have room for our new officers. We've also expanded fire protection services. Code enforcement is now really getting close to being a very proactive position. But listen, this is really exciting because, like you said, all that time that people were, across our country really were screaming those words, defund the police. Our community is crying, no, we need help. And now we're in a position where we're actually, we're moving those wheels forward. We want to get to that place where we really have the Victorville that we all want, a place that we can proudly call home, right? So
let's real quick, because we're running out of time here.
Yeah.
I want to segue into, for example, affordable housing, because this is a big issue. The state's putting pressure on all the communities. You need to have more affordable housing. If you don't, you're not meeting your numbers and so forth.
Right.
Where do you see, and we're running real tight on
I know,
time here. We got so much to touch on.
So I know. All right. So that's a huge issue. We do have our housing element in place, and so we're following that blueprint. So some of the things that we've done is we've provided for mixed use in certain areas. But really a couple of years ago, Victorville was 7th in the state in terms of most affordable housing. So in my view, we were kind of already there, although we still have to improve that by state standards. So we are actively looking to meet all of the needs of our community. We want people to...
There's so much more I want to talk
I
to you
know,
about.
I know.
I want to talk about money and all this kind of stuff, but I think we touched on some great stuff. If you can, just give folks a pitch real quick of why they should vote for Debra Jones again.
Well, please vote for me, and I'll tell you why. When I ran for office in 2018, I set out to accomplish certain goals, and I've kept my promise, and that is to combat crime, to reduce homelessness and blight, to improve our infrastructure, including roads, to make sure that we have a council with good governance, fiscal sustainability. We're in a great fiscal position right now, by the way, the best in 15 years. And also to build strength and vibrancy in our community, and that includes expanding public safety. So I've been able to put a lot of pieces in place, and the wheels are turning. We want to get, like I said earlier, we want to get to that place where we're actually meeting our destination, a place we can proudly call home.
Well, thank you very much for sharing with us
You
today.
bet.
Thank you, Debra Jones.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, we're back in the studio. We interviewed Debra Jones. Now, Debra Jones is running for the Victorville City Council. She's the current mayor. Also, you know what? Without the partnership of the Greater High Desert Chamber of Commerce and Mark Craffield, partnering along with Mojave River Valley News, these candidates will be really tough to bring to you. Also, if you haven't had a chance to subscribe, please subscribe, ring the little bell, so when we have new videos that are coming your way, you get notified. On behalf of the Chamber of Commerce and Mojave River Valley News, we'll see you next time.
My boot camp, because it was